Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Naveen, and today we'll be looking at SNAP 2023 100 Most Expected Questions series, and we will be doing QA and DI, and this is part 3 of the series. So welcome, everyone. So let's begin with our first question. So it looks like it's a DI set, and I'm not sure if you guys can see everything. You guys can't. So what I will do is I will hide myself. Hold on. One second. Okay. So the question says the first pie chart shows the percentage breakup of the total number of employees in 5 banks: Standard Bank, SBI, PNB, BOB, OBC, and UBI. The second pie chart shows the percentage breakup of the total number of female employees in the 5 banks. So total number of employees in the 5 banks is 2400, total number of female employees in the 5 banks is 1600, and we have the percentage breakup of these 5 banks. Question asked is how many male employees are there in SBI and UBI taken together? So if you look at SBI, we have 14% of 2400, and if you look at UBI, this is going to be 30% of 2400. So the total number of male employees is going to be 44% of 2400. Similarly, if you look at female employees, this is going to be 10% of 1600. And if we talk about UBI ka, SBI and UBI pucha hai, this is going to be 24% of 1600. So the total is going to be 34% of 1600. So these are total employees. These are all the female employees. So if you want male employees, what I have to do is I have to subtract. So from here, what I will do is I'll take out percentage with the 2 zeros. Then from 24 and 16, what I will do is I'll take out 8 common. From 44 and 34, I'll take out 2 common. And we'll be left with 22 into 3 minus, this is going to be 17 into 2. So my answer should be in the table of 16, isn't it? 16 के table में we have, this is not in the table of 16. 48, this is not in the table of 16. Okay, these two are in the table of 16. 480. No, this is also not in the table of 16. So only B is in the table of 16. Or you can calculate it further. This is going to be 16 into 66 minus 34, which is going to be 32. 16 into 32 is 512. So anyways, B is the answer. Okay, the next question. Again, a DI question. The following line graph shows the scores of players X and Y in 6 matches of a 7-match cricket tournament. So these are 6 matches that you can see. And X denotes the blue and Y denotes the orange one. Then it is given that if it is known that Y scored 73 runs in his last match would mean the 7th match में Y जो है वो हमारा 73 score कर रहा है. So someplace over here 73. How many runs should X score in the last match so that the overall average of runs scored by X is just above that of Y for the 7-match tournament? Now, the average of X in 7 matches should be greater than, just more than, the average of Y over the 7 matches. So let's take the extreme case कि ये equal to कब होगा. If it is going to be equal to at some value, तो उससे एक ज़्यादा रन चाहिए X में. If we try to calculate this, this is going to be x1 से लेके x7 तक का sum divided by 7, and this is going to be Y का score in all the 7 matches divided by 7. That's how we calculate the average. So what we realize is 7 तो दोनों में divide है. So We need to simply find out what is going to be x7 because all the values of x1 to x6 and y1 to y7 are given in the line graph. So in order to calculate the 7th score of x, what I will do is barabar karna hai. So I will look at the deviations now. So what I will do is I will take y as the base and see the deviation कि y के respect में x कितना कम ज़्यादा है. So here this is 15 less. In the next one this is 17 more. In the next one this one is okay vice versa करना है क्योंकि red to blue देख रहे हैं. So 48 to 33 that is 15 more. Then we have 90 to 100 that is 10 less. Then we have 117 to 87 that is 30 more. And then we have 56 to 67 that is going to be 11 less. And the deviation over here should be such that ये जो है हमें 0 देना चाहिए है ना, because if I want them to be equal the deviation sum should be 0. So if we look at the value of the deviation, this is going to be minus 15 and plus 15 will take care of itself. Then we will have minus 11 and plus 17 will take care of plus 6, minus 10 and plus 30 will take care of plus 20. So deviation is going to be minus 26. Now if y scored 73 तो और ये negative है, that means x should be 26 more, right? तभी तो minus 26 होगा. So if this is going to be 26, that means this will result in 73 plus 26, which is 99. So we can say that at the 7th score of x being 99, they are going to be equal. पर इन्होंने बोला है just above चाहिए. Now the runs cannot be in fraction, so the next score after 99 has to be 100. So at 100 score, the average of x in the 7 matches is going to be just above the average of y in these 7 matches. So 100 is the answer. Okay, let's look at the next question, and looks like we are done with DI, so we can solve questions. क्वांट के क्वेश्चंस है, डायरेक्ट कर सकते हैं. Okay, the distance between cities A and B is 288 kilometers. A person traveled from city A to city B at x kilometer per hour, and there is another person who, or let's say the same person who travels from B to A at a speed that is 12 kilometer less, so x minus 12 say. And if it took 4 hours more, so if he took t time here, he took 4 hours more, then we need to find the value of x. Options use कर लेंगे. So from the first part we can say 288 is x into t, and from the second part we can say 288 is x minus 12 into t plus 4. Distance is equal to speed into time. Remember this 4 is hours and not minutes here. So let's start with the first option, 24. So if x is going to be 24, so this is going to be 240, 48. So t is going to be 12. If x is 24, this becomes 12 and this becomes 16. 12 into 16, 288 देता है क्या? नहीं. So 24 is not the answer. Let's take the next value. If x is equal to 36, so if x is 36, so this is t is going to be 8. And x minus 12 is going to be 24, and t plus 4 is going to be 12. 24 into 12, is it 288? It is. So 36 हो जाएगा answer. Don't have to solve by opening the values over there. It will be very time consuming. Okay. Okay. Next question. Find the interval of x if this log is greater than this log. Since this is a question based on inequality and we have options, I think it's preferable if I take the values from the options. Okay. Okay. So if I look at the options, I will take the value of x as 0 because 0 is included in A and D, but it's not included in B and C. So 0 रखते के साथ I will have log 2 to the base 2 and I will have log 2 to the base 4. Log 2 to the base 2 is 1, log 2 to the base 4 is 0.5, so 1 is greater than 0.5. So that means 0 is an applicable value. Since 0 is an applicable value, anything that doesn't include 0, hata do. Now between A and D, if we see, so we can take a value जिससे ये काम कर जाएगा. Okay, so if we take x is equal to -1, so -1 is not included in A, but -1 is included in option D. So I will have log -1 plus 2 log 1 to the base 2, and the next one will give me log 1 plus 2 minus 3 log 0 to the base 4. So this is of course 0 and this is not defined. So obviously there is no inequality that you can have. Yani -1 is not an applicable of value. So x cannot be -1. -1 is included in D. D is gone. A becomes your answer. So this is one faster way to solve it rather than log की पूरी property use करके solve the inequality. That will be more time consuming. So A is the answer. Next. A group of 7 members that include Asha and Nisha is seated around a round table. What is the probability that Asha and Nisha will always sit together? Okay. So what I will do is simple मैं एक table बना लूँगा and I'll place 7 people are there, right? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now, if Asha is here, okay, किसी भी एक को रख लो, आप आशा को रख लो, निशा को रख लो. Nisha can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. Out of these 6 places, in how many cases will they sit together? So, when Nisha is here and Nisha is here, तो 6 में से 2 ऐसे cases हैं where Asha and Nisha are going to be together. So, you will get 1/3. Right? Faster way. Otherwise, we had to find out total cases. उसमें से Asha and Nisha के total cases, which would have been little more time consuming. Actually, not little more. PNC लगाना पड़ेगा. We have simply used common sense. I don't care where Asha is seated. In each of those cases, Nisha will have 6 places to sit. Out of those 6 places, there are only 2 places when Asha and Nisha are going to be together. So 2 out of 6, 1/3. Next one. A group of interns, each having the same efficiency, was hired for a marketing project. From the second day onwards, one intern was withdrawn each day. The project got completed when the last intern was withdrawn. If no intern had been withdrawn at any stage, the group would have finished the project in 55% of the time. So, on the left hand side, suppose there were n interns, the next day there were n minus 1 interns, and then so on, and final day 1 intern. The work got completed. कितने days ये चला? N days. Now, if we look at the left hand side, what is the total work? Can we say the total work is when n interns are going to finish the work in 55% of the time, which is going to be 55% of n. Total time जो था 55% में काम खत्म कर लेते. So this gives us 55% of n into n, and this is nothing but sum of all the natural numbers from 1 to n, which will give us n into n plus 1 whole divided by 2. Do not be worried about the quadratic because n will be gone, and 55% can be written as 11 upon 20. This 20 may this becomes 10 and this 2 goes away. So we will have 11n is equal to 10 times n plus 1, or this will give us 11n is equal to 10n plus 10, or we will have n is equal to 10. Since the question asked is how many interns were there, हमने मान लिया था कि वो n की वैल्यू है जो 10 आएगी. So C is our answer. The next one, the lengths of the sides of a triangle are 42, 26 and 64. Find the length of the median drawn on the longest side. So we have a triangle with a side of 64, another side of 42 and one side of 26. And we need to find out the length of the median. Iski length nikalni hai. What is this length? So obviously this side is going to be 32 and this side is going to be 32. So there is a very standard formula which is known as Apollonius theorem or Apollonius formula, जो exactly एक triangle के median का length calculate करने का approach है. Okay, as per Apollonius theorem, 26 square plus 42 square is going to be 2 times L square plus 32 square plus 32 square. ये होता है. So shall we look at the last digit and solve? ये 6 से end होगा, ये अपना 4 से end होगा, means your left hand side will end in 0. Right hand side में this is going to end in 4, this is going to end in 4. So 2 times of what type of number plus 4 will end in 4? 4 plus 4 8 है, तो ये तो 1 होना चाहिए. If it is going to be 1, we don't see a value that is 1. It can end in 2 also, because nahin, 2 nahin, 6. This can end in 6 also, so that 2 into 6 will end in 2. 2 plus 4 will also end in 0. अब ये 6 से end होना है तो ये 6 ही होना चाहिए. नहीं, 14 का square will also end in 6. Okay, so we have 2 options. Solve ही करना पड़ेगा इसको. So what I will do is I'll take out 32 here in pairs. So I will have 26 square minus 32 square, and then I will have 42 square minus 32 square, which can be written in the form of a square minus b square. So it's easier to solve. 26 minus 32 is minus 6. 26 plus 32 is 58. And then 42 minus 32 is 10, and 42 plus 32 is 74. This is 2 times L square. I can take care of this 2 and make this as 3 and this one as 37. So this gives me 370 minus 174, and this is going to be L square. So L square turns out to be 196. If L square is 196, so L is going to be 14. So this is the length of the median drawn from the longest side. Next, find a single discount equivalent to the discount series of 25%, 20% and 10%. Can be solved in a lot of different ways. So मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, मैं 100 ले लेता हूँ. 100 में पहले 25% discount will make this as 75. 75 में then 20% discount will be 7.5 का double, it will make it 60. 60 का फिर 10% discount will make this as 54. So if we pay attention, 100 से 54 पहुंच गए हो, this is equivalent to 46%. So B is your answer, right? So 25% is going to be on 100, 20% is going to be on the new number, 10% is going to be on the new number. Because in successive percentage discount, you always work on the latest value, right? Okay. Next one. Which of the following options will replace the question mark in the series given below? Is it getting 3 times? क्योंकि 32 का 3 times 96 है. 121 का 3 times is 360s. 386 ka 3 times is more than 1000 and 1100. So obviously not 3 times. Okay, let's look at the differences. 898 and 386. 512. 386 and 337. 49. 337 to 121. 216. Okay, there is a pattern. 121 and 96, they're at a gap of 25. 96 and 32, they're at a gap of 64. What should be the next gap? So these are not random values. 512 is actually 8 cube. This one is 6 cube. This one is 4 cube. Perfect cubes again, because 216 is not a square. That's why I had to think in terms of cubes. 49 is 7 square, this is 5 square. So we can definitely say it's 8 cube, 7 square, 6 cube, 5 square, 4 cube, next should be 9 square. In other words, the difference should be that, 3 square, not 9 square. That is 9. So the difference should be that of 9. So I should have 23 here. Pretty simple, right? Okay, next. Out of the 700 students in a class, 65% took the SNAP exam and 60% took the CAT exam. If 20% of the students did not take any of the two exams, find the number of students who took both the exams. Since the values are in terms of percentages, तो अपन क्या करते हैं, इसको Venn diagram से prefer करते हैं solve करना. Let's say there are 100 students. Out of these 100 students, we are given that 65 took SNAP and 60 took CAT and 20 did not take any of the exams. So if this is 100, this is 20. So the sum of these three regions should be 80. 80 means 65 alone is the yellow one. So this should be 15. If this is 15, this will be 45 and this will be 20. Right? Such that 20 plus 45 is 65, 45 plus 15 is 60, 20, 45, 15 is 80 plus 20 is 100. Since this is in terms of percentages, अपन सारे इस पे percentage लगा लो. Nothing changes. We can now extrapolate it. Now question asked is find the number of students who took both the exams. Can we say this is going to be 45% of 700? So this is going to be 50% of 700 minus 5% of 700, which will result in 315. दूसरा तरीका था इसको बहुत जल्दी सॉल्व करने का. Since the base is the multiple of 7, so the option which is in the table of 7 will be the answer. 275 is not in the table of 7. 345 is not in the table of 7. 325 is not in the table of 7. Only one option is in the table of 7. अगर ये आपको दिख जाता तो आपको वेन डायग्राम भी बनाने की जरूरत नहीं थी, कोई कैलकुलेशन करने की जरूरत नहीं थी. Next, the total cost of 15 items of type A and 11 items of type B is 233, whereas the total cost of n items of type A and 5 items of type B is rupees 101. Find the cost of 15 plus n items of type A. All the prices are integers. Okay, we are talking about type A and type B. इसके 15 items and इसके 11 items, it results in 233. इसके n items and इसके 5 items results in 101. And it is given that all of them are integers. We need to find out now 15 plus n items of A and 0 items of B is going to be how much? Okay. Hmm. There is a decrease of 232. So n is definitely less than 15. Three, 5, 25. देखो अब ये जो है थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूज नॉट कंफ्यूजिंग it's time consuming. Reason being, if I assume that cannot be determined is not the answer, तो फिर ये जल्दी सॉल्व हो जाएगा. और अगर दिमाग में बैठ गया कि सीबीडी आंसर है तो ये लंबा जाएगा, राइट. We don't know whether cannot be determined can be the answer or not. तो एक काम करते हैं. Let's write 15a plus 11b is equal to 233. And na plus 5b is equal to 101. We can only eliminate the value of b here. So if we multiply the first one by 5 and the next one by 11, we will be getting the value of, we will be able to eliminate b. So we will have 75a, and if we subtract, so 75 minus 11n times a is equal to 233 into 5 minus 101 into 11. Now 233 into 5 is going to give me 165 minus 11. So this results in 54. If this results in 54 and a can be 1, because I have to write 54 as product of two numbers, right? A can be 1. So if a is 1, 75 minus 11n is 54, and 64, 74, 75. This will give n as not an integer. Okay? It won't be an integer. If I take a is equal to 2, so 75 minus 11n is going to be 27. So this is going to give me 48. N will be 48 by 4. It won't be an integer. If I take a is equal to 3, I will have 75 minus 11n is equal to 18. Or we will have n is equal to 57 by 11. Is it 57? Is it 55? Whatever it will be, it will not be divisible by that. So okay, next I can take a is equal to 4. No, 54 4 से नहीं होता. 5, no, 6. Yes. If a is going to be 6, I will have 75 minus 11n is equal to 9. 75 minus 9 is 66, and n is going to be 6. So a is equal to 6, n is equal to 6. So we will have this one as 21 into 6, which will result in 126. So this is what I was afraid about जब मैं solve करने में हिचकिचा रहा था Okay, is there any other way? Had the option been not cannot be determined, it would have been very, very quick. What I would have done was written 15 plus n times a is 126 और उनको add करके first two equations वहाँ से भी 15 plus n is n times a is equal to 126 solve कर लेते b की value. The moment I get b as an integer, it's an acceptable value. But because of CBD, we had to solve it entirely. So the kind of question that puts a break in your fluency and your speed in exams, right? Next one. Shailesh earned an average of rupees 3,000 per month from January through May. Then he earned rupees 3,200, 3,300, 3,400, 3,500 and 3,600 from June to October respectively. During November, he earned 60% of what he earned in December. If his average earnings for the entire year is rupees 4,000, then find the difference between his earnings in the month of December and November. So it should be 40% of something. By 40% of any number should be in the table of 4. ये 4 के टेबल में नहीं है, ये 4 के टेबल में नहीं है, ये 4 के टेबल में. कितना सिंपल था. See, I don't care about what happened up to October. Jan to October से मेरा कोई लेना देना नहीं. What it tells us is दिसंबर में जो अमाउंट था वो अगर x था तो नवंबर में जो अमाउंट था that was 60% of x. Now the question asked is what is the difference in December and November? So can I say the difference between x and 0.6x is 0.4x? This is nothing but 40% of x, right? Same cheez hai na? Now 40% of a number is going to be in the table of 4 because 4 is there. Up 8 मान लो, 40 is in the table of 8. कोई option except 4,000 is not in the table of 8. So this is a smart approach. Snap में S smart बताता है. नहीं तो उसको solve करने में time लगेगा. But it will not take a lot of time because since it says the average is 4,000. So can I say January से लेकर May तक, the first 5 months, he earned 1,000 rupees less than the average. So कितने months तक? 6 months तक. Sorry, 5 months तक. ठीक है, इतना कम करो. Thereafter 3,200. This is June, so that is 800 less. July 4,000 की जगह 3,300, so this is 700 less. August 4,000 की जगह 3,400, so 600 less. September instead of 4,000 3,500, so 500 less, and then 3,600 less. So कितना कम करा up to October? So this is 1,000, so 6,000, 5,000, 6,000, 6,000 and 7,000, 8,000. So this is 8,000 less than the overall. ये जो 8,000 less है, this should get compensated by 8,000 in the month of November and December. So December में अगर x है and this is 0.6x, so can I say x plus 0.6x, which is 1.6x, this is going to be 8,000. So if you solve this, we will have x पाँच छः सात आठ. X and 0.6x, this is going to be 8,000. So x is going to be 5,000. नहीं, कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. Because that is 5,000, that is 3,000, तो वो उतना compensate ही नहीं होगा. So we need 8,000 more. अच्छा. It should have that much more. So 5,000 is going to be there and the other value is going to be uska 60% plus x. This is not 8,000, okay. So November is 0.6x, December is x. this should be, their sum should be 4,000 for November plus 4,000 plus December. इतना तो होना चाहिए average, plus 8,000 extra that they need to have. वो 8,000 extra, we're talking about this 8,000 extra. And ये 4,000 is because इतना तो चाहिए average है. So 1.6x turns out to be 16,000. And of course, x turns out to be 10,000. So December mein it's 10,000. This is 6,000. So the difference is 4,000. So you can see this was little time consuming, little lengthy. Expectation के basis के हिसाब से. Right? 4,000. Hisan, if you have any doubt in a particular question, you can ask. It's about calculation speed, Hisan. जैसे 1165 minus 1111 अगर आपको टाइम ज़्यादा लग रहा है मेरे से, या और let's say if I take a is equal to 6 here and I have 54 and this is going to be 9 because 9 into 6 is 54, or 75 minus 11n is going to be 9, and from here if I quickly calculate n, because I'm skipping 2 steps here, पहले तो 975 ले जाना 11n दूसरे साइड, फिर 11 से डिवाइड करना. This is snap. मैं नहीं कर सकता सारे स्टेप्स, आपके सामने नहीं, एग्जाम में you can't also do that. आपके पास टाइम कितना है क्वेश्चन के लिए? 1 मिनट. ये करते रह गए तो मैं आधे क्वेश्चंस भी नहीं कर पाऊंगा टोटल क्वेश्चंस में से. तो आपको ये स्पीड बढ़ानी पड़ेगी. You can see in the chat that some of the students are able to solve an answer along with me, and couple of questions they solved way before I did. तो आपको थोड़ी स्पीड बढ़ानी पड़ेगी. ठीक है. हाँ, अगर कोई कॉन्सेप्ट पार्ट में जहां पर आपको लगा कि मैं फास्ट चला गया, यू कैन लेट मी नो रादर देन सेइंग कि सर थोड़ा स्लो जाओ, आप मेरे को बता दो कि सर ये रिपीट कर दो, या फिर दिस पार्ट इज समथिंग दैट इज न्यू टू यू, यू कैन आस्क. दिस क्वेश्चन आर बेस्ड ऑन एवरेजेस, सो आई एम लुकिंग एट, जब भी एवरेज होता है ना तो सम ऑफ डेविएशन शुड ऑलवेज बी 0. ठीक है. आप मेरे को कभी नहीं देखोगे कि मैं ना एवरेज का फॉर्मूला लगा रहा हूं. व्हाई? बिकॉज वो तो स्कूल में पढ़ते थे, अब हम स्कूल में नहीं पढ़ते. अब हम कहां पढ़ रहे हैं? वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर कॉम्पिटिशंस. In competition, you have to obviously use the concepts that you learned in school, but the process, the steps, the equations that you have to use should be very, very quick, as in you'll have to skip steps. Very contrary to what you guys used to do in school. School mein to, if you can solve something in 1 step, still you used to write 3 steps because you had to fill as many pages as possible, because there was step marking on a lot of teachers to give marks based on how much you have written. Right? यहाँ उल्टा हो जाता है. The more you write, lesser the marks you will get. And of course, nobody is going to look at your rough sheet, isn't it? Nobody cares, even if you are topper of an exam, pan India. So the first logic was plain and simple. The difference between November and December value is x and 0.6x ka difference, which will be 0.4x, which is 40% of x, means the answer should be in the table of 4. I see that 4. 4 के table में होना चाहिए. The only option which is in the table of 4 from the given 4 is option C. इतना तो आप समझ गए हो गया. The other step ignore कर दो. Anyways, I have written it for those people who may not be happy with my approach. कि ऐसे कैसे होता है सर? होता है ऐसे. आप लोगों ने यूज नहीं करा होगा, आप लोग नहीं करते होगे, तो आपका स्पीड स्लो है. But you should always use this particular approach, that if you calculate 11% of a number, your answer will be in the table of 11. आपको विश्वास नहीं होता, आप ट्राई कर लो. कोई भी नंबर ले लो आप यहाँ पे अपने मन का, उसके 11% कैलकुलेट करो आप, जो वैल्यू आएगी उसको लिखो, then divide that number by 11. It's divisible. Common sense. Because when you multiply a number by 11, it has to be in the table of 11. Same logic. आप 4 से multiply कर रहे हो तो 4 के table में होगा ना? Got it? Okay. So you can access or you can unlock your 3 days trial access by putting in the contact number of the app. You can download the app from the, Google Play. The link is given in the description. You can also take up our CAT and non-CAT test series curated by IIM alumni. It consists of 10,000 practice questions, more than 80 mocks. जिसमें से more than 55 non-CAT है, right? Detailed mock analysis and video solutions, that is an important thing. that crash course is going to start very soon. It's from 19th of this month at 7 p.m. We will discuss the important questions. And you can click on the button which says talk to our counselor in case you have got any queries regarding the courses, the outline of the courses, the batches, anything. You can also go to the pinned comment in the chat and check out your score, your percentile, and the colleges that you are eligible for. And do not forget to join us coming Sunday on 17th of December for first impression and detailed analysis of your second SNAP exam. Okay, these are our CAT 2022 toppers. You could be one among them. All you have to do is keep on following our social media channels and handles. You can join our Telegram channel as well in case you guys have any doubts. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please make sure that you like the video and subscribe in case you haven't. Until the next session, take care. Bye-bye.